So today we're talking about all of these planes that's dropping out of the sky, right? Everything that we have and everything that's going on for me is with these planes dropping out of the sky. Somebody need to explain to me what's going on, because I'm not liking this situation at all, right? If it was me, I would be drug testing everybody, to be honest, right? That's what would be going on with me, because according to the DOT, none of this should be going on. Somebody need to explain it. Somebody need to explain it to me. Be honest. Like, so, who is doing what, right? Who's in charge, to be honest, right? And that's the discussion that people should be having, and I understand that, who is in charge here? Why is all these planes crashing?
Why hasn't Trump made a statement about these planes going down?
That's what I'm not understanding, right? Of everything else, he's not making.
He should have been made a statement. Like, yeah, I know we've had like this many plane crashes. We're looking into nothing.
Right, but he could go into everything else.
Yeah.
Right.
You want to start trouble? Want to go get his revenge and shit. We don't want to solve the problem.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So what is going on? I think everybody should be drug tested. At this point, right? Because according to 49 CFR Part 40, the DOT, you're supposed to be, drug tested. And I'm thinking people are taking drinks at this point because nobody is like checking these people.
You know what's crazy? You can't even go after the pilots.
Right.
It's all the engineers.
So you feel like it's all the engineers. Why not go after the pilots?
Pilot can't. How's he going to break it? He's only flying it.
I mean,
they're the ones who work on the plane. The engineers, they only work. The only thing that keeps going is breaking is the fan.
Right.
The fans is the only thing.
That's the stuff that's reheating and overheating and things like that.
Right. It doesn't happen the other time. Why this year?
Right. Why all of a sudden this year?
Everything's.
I'm not understanding that. I think it's a Well, who do you think is getting drunk? Somebody's getting drunk or high. Something is going on here. It's not just everybody's making a mistake. There's no way. It's too much corruption going on. Right. Right. See, this is what I'm saying. And this is a white guy saying this. Right? So this is what I'm saying. At the same time, what is going on? Right? What society we in that where you ever see so many planes going down? Right. Exactly. Right. Look up.
This year alone has been 10,
15. At least, say the less. Easy. Right? So that's a discussion.
Not like this.
Not like this. It's scary. It's scary. Right? It makes you start saying, what is going on here? Am I missing something? It could be that. The population control. Population control. You know what?
People were dying from car accidents.
You know what? And that population control is serious. It's real. And at this point, what am I supposed to believe in? Besides that, if that's more understandable now.
Or y'all just trying to put fear in everybody's heart, so we fall in line a little bit.
Right. And that can be that too. That's
my second one, bro. He wants to be a dictator.
Right. Understand that.
And you want.
I'm not understanding. I mean, I feel like an 11, but there's none of that going on. Right now, what's going on is school shootings, mass shootings, and planes dropping out of the sky. Right? So we trying to figure this out, right? This is what we trying to figure out what is going on. I am a certified DOT specimen collector. Also, I'm certified in my back, which means I do drug and alcohol, right? So I'm feeling like everybody needs to see at this point you're in good hands, right? Right? Make sure you go, if you DOT, these are the rules they have to follow by anyway. And it's not making no sense that planes are crashing into private planes and planes is how? Like, what's going on? First of all, we done had about 3 or 4 in Pennsylvania, and this just is crazy. Yeah, Washington, and countless others. But to be, totally the engine. I mean, yes. All right. See, this is what I'm saying. What about right?
You're checking it,
right?
Maybe something's moved or whatever,
right?
Nobody has come up.
I mean,
Nobody was like that. You got paid.
I'm thinking nobody wants to lose their job, right? At this point, one way or another. You know what's so crazy? That's not nothing to laugh at as far as the people. But I'm just saying it's true though. It's messed up. And these families is suffering and people are suffering. It got me scared to even take a flight. I'm being honest, y'all. I'm scared to take a flight. I'm scared to fly right now. Right about now, I got FOF, fear of flying, right? Because, excuse me, right. I don't want to have to get up there and have FOF and to get up there and have to do a SOS, right? So this is where we try not to happen. This is what we try not to, make happen. Or who wants to be in the sky right now. I mean, if you have to work or you have to travel like that, then cool. But I think it's something weird going, and I think it's up for discussion. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. They have been doing weird stuff for years. So when you say the government been doing weird stuff, you talking about right? I mean, we all do know that government is have their own agendas, right? But to have it at an expense of people's lives, right? You got to think about it. So now it puts so not just the planes, that's the most active, which is the most scary because truck drivers, train drivers been going through these type of things, right? So now you say, okay, now the planes are dropping out of the sky, right? And it's not because of no birds. It's not because of no, lightning and thunder or nothing. What's going on? These are planes that been around for years upon years. And you mean to tell me, as we're growing with technology, y'all, as we're growing with technology, you're telling me that the planes are not getting better? The people that, once you're in the sky, it's like when you're in the water. You can't do nothing, right? The only thing that can help you is the Coast Guard, and nobody can help you in the sky. This is what I'm saying. Nobody can help you in the sky. And even with the Coast Guards, they got the most dangerous job. Shout out to the Coast Guards. They definitely got the most dangerous job because you don't have it. You don't have nobody else when you're out there, correct? Right. And this is right. So these are the things you need to think about when it comes to now you're flying and things like that. Who wants to be scared? I mean, already every day you're gonna be scared to get on a plane, right? And this is somebody who's never been on a plane. Now you're watching all of these planes come from out of the sky, right? You see what I'm saying? It got this man scared, right? This is a white guy. He is scared to even jump on a plane, right? Because so many planes are going down, right? And he knows me for all these years, and now he knows I do drug and alcohol testing. So even me being baffled, I think is scaring him as well. Right? Right. I mean,
It's still
right. Yeah. Yeah. There's always more. And that's the crazy part. All right. I appreciate you, bro. And I appreciate you having a good talk with me. Gotta always have these good talks with my guy. And he's he got the fear of God in him right now for flying. Right? And this is what I'm saying. For him to have, even be scared of that, that was Aaron. He's a good friend of mine that he was just passing through. But the discussion of that was, people flying and scared, right? Like, because what else is we to do when you are in control of my life up there, right? I mean, what are we gonna do? Jump out of parachutes? I mean, what's the step? To tell me what's the step when we can't choose any other option when you're in the sky? So what's going on? Like, why is nobody saying the real fact of what's going on? I believe somebody know what's going on. I don't think it's just, nobody know what's going on. And, everybody's just dying and these planes are just crashing and flying out of the sky, right? And nobody's really finding the real problem, right? That's the problem. The problem is nobody know the problem, or somebody knows the problem, is somebody is not saying nothing. Either way, it's very scary for me and my family or someone I love. I have a sister right now that's in Texas, right? And I check up on her. I'm so glad that she made her flight and was able to get there safely and things like that. Shout out to you, sis. I love you for your birthday. Enjoy. But it's scary, when all of these planes are going down and You have family members that have to travel like that, or you have to travel like that, right? And even with me being, drug free and stuff like that, and being able to do, the drug and alcohol testing, like I think it should be a mandatory that anyone who does DOT and BAT, which is your breath and alcohol testing technician, I think that we should be more involved with that, with the planes crashing. I think that the DOT should make it to where if you are certified in those type of things that you have to be seen, right? So if you drive in a train, truck, anything that's under Department of Transportation, anything that's under there, I think that you should be required to see anyone who's certified, not just, selective or these big places, because you have independent contractors like myself that need those clients as well. And as you can see, they need me as well, right? Because who else is gonna do it? I mean, evidently is not getting done because listen, somebody's taking a drink, right? Somebody's taking a drink, somebody's taking a drug, and somebody's too comfortable. And that somebody is way too many people that's too comfortable, right? These planes to be crashing. Even if it's the engineer, just like Aaron said, my guy. I know you guys probably could hear him a little bit in the background. He was kind of moving through. Yeah, that part, right? A big thing, for him to even fear not getting on a plane, and he's never been on a plane, and he's feeling like it's a conspiracy and things like that. Those type of guys is scared to death, right? Because what else do you have besides, fear, love, and stuff like that? So if fear is gonna stop you from flying, which is what's going on now, imagine what the economy is gonna go through, right? Because he's scared and he's never been on a plane and he wants to go on a plane. But to possibly lose his life, right? It's scary to him. And it's scary to me. And it's scary to you guys too. Like, what else? It's just crazy because, people make it seem like, that's okay. Like, this is the norm, right? So is we going to accept the plane crashes like we accepted COVID? Right? I mean, are we? Excuse me. That's no way. That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. Right? Everybody needs to see you're in good hands. Right? And make sure you go see that company. They do drug and alcohol testing. Right? Independent, a contractor. They mobile, which means, that they can go to you right on site and do these testings for you guys. Right? Why not choose these guys instead of choosing someone who big? Because they might be across, 30 miles or an hour away. But if you get a guy that's willing to come to you or, and they do DOT and non-DOT and do back a drug and alcohol testing, why are you guys not giving these guys a shot, right? These guys are hungry. I'm hungry too as well, right? Excuse the background, right? These guys are hungry. I'm hungry. Right? And everybody needs to come together and feel like make a better solution of that, of what's going on. I just think it should be a better solution on what's going on right now in society with these planes dropping out of the sky, right? Because we don't need another pandemic. Excuse me, pandemic. We don't need another one, right? We just keeping it all the way 100. We don't need another one, especially something like this that's gonna drive us crazy, right? This ain't no coming out of this. There's no you not dying if you're in the air, right? And the percentage of you're not dying is, man, it's got to be, very, crazy, because it's got to be high, and then sometimes it's got to be low. But I think the percentage right now of people dying in these plane crashes is very high, right? And it's alarming, right? It's alarming, and that for me, in a nutshell, that right there tells me that our focus on our technology or things like our planes and military and stuff like that, that means a lot to make sure that people are safe when they're traveling or having to go on vacation or these type of things need to be addressed, right? Nobody's talking about it. It's on the news, but nobody's really talking about it, right? Nobody's getting to the bottom of who's drinking and driving and who's drinking and flying, rather. Who's drinking and flying, right? It's just, who's drugging, because I'm just going to say something, right? Even when I went to the post office the other day, right? And one of the people told me that they get drug tested only in the beginning, which would be pre-employment, right? Pre-employment is before you get the job. So after that, you guys don't take no more tests, which is crazy, right? Because they still fall under, a federal guideline. Excuse me. I would feel like, they should be tested as well, and that's not a minor thing, because DOT is very strict rules, right? You guys, DOT has very strict rules, right? Very, and they're not gonna make no mistakes on, someone that's excuse me, is not following DOT rules, right? So because of that, right, and people I feel like are not following the DOT rules, right? It's some crazy aspect of it. What do we do when it seems like people are not following the DOT rules, right? How does that affect society? Well, that's a big thing. That's like alarming if people ain't understanding, right? And me being a certified specimen collector in drug and alcohol, that is very alarming to me. And I think that we should really look into that type of stuff, right? Because, well, I mean, it's only right, to protect the lives of others, and you take it seriously, because, man, and I'm not saying that for people to be scared of flying, or these type of things, or if you have to fly, then you have to fly. But I'm saying is, someone needs to do something about this and really address this. And I think that us specimen collectors and BAT collectors and stuff like that, drug and alcohol, excuse me, I think that we should be more involved in that process to help further along the conversation, right? And make progress. Because that's what we're here to do. We're here to make progress. And, how can you make progress if nobody's at fault? Somebody's at fault, right? It's too many things happening on that tarmac that it's not right. And yeah, make sure if you under the Department of Transportation, they have very strict rules, as you guys know, right? Anybody who's under the Department of Transportation, the strict rules, right? And the drug and alcohol rules of it. There is no exceptions to the rules, right? But I'm feeling like at this point, people are not taking it serious, right? Because it's too much going on. And I don't want to hear that it's just engine failure, because then that's the engineer fault, right? And that means all of them is DOT then, because they have to follow under, the 49 CFR, Part 40. I know that, so if I know these rules, right, and I'm not a pilot, but I know the rules, right? What would it be if I just ignored the rules and just said, I'm gonna take these people in the sky anyway, and put, these passengers behind me in mortal danger because I didn't make the right decision, or because I took a nip or a sip of something, or did a line or did something that wasn't DOT standard. At that point, right, I should be terminated or arrested, because nobody should be subject to them people getting in that airplane, taking off, if you are intoxicated in any type of way, right? If you did not double check these type of things, right? And then who's checking these guys? I've been on flights. I've never seen nobody check the pilot. Who's to make sure he's not drinking? Who's to make sure he's not drunk, right? I mean, us, of course, but if, drugs leave out of your system, I mean, I could test all the way back, right? Depending on how I test you, right? If I do saliva, urine, and blood. So I will be able to test, but I can't test how long ago you did that drug. I can only test in the lab will only test that it came back that it's dirty, that the urine was tainted, or I mean, the urine was, the specimen collection was, positive result or negative result. So I'm just saying this to say this, right? This got to be talked about, right? So I will be continuing to talk about this, and that'll be my subject for as long as this keep going on, right? Because I want to get to the bottom. If somebody need to contact me, come on here, my podcast, come on here and let me know what's going on, right? The mic is open for you guys, right? I'm not going to chastise you guys. I'm not here to beat on you guys or beat you guys up, verbally. I just want to know what's going on in your mind. Sometimes people's mental state don't be okay as well, right? And you might need to see somebody or talk to somebody, right? But it's up to you, that pilot, that train driver, that truck driver, right? That bus driver, to address that before you get in a seat where you got hundreds of passengers behind you, right? That's what it is for me, to try to, like, let's get to the bottom of this, y'all. Let's see what's going on, right? Because it's not right, right? What's going on around here is not right. It's not. And that's what I'm going to keep doing until we find out what's going on, right? But I know you guys need to, call you're in good hands, right? And let them guys, come coach you guys on, drug testing and policies if that's the case, right? But I know that they're a good company, right? And it's like UR-INE, right? Good hands, testing, I believe. Make sure that you get in touch with them guys. Them guys are mobile. They excellent, and they compliant with DOT, right? And so should you guys be. This is for the DOT workers and employees, and that fall under that, right? If you non-DOT, that don't apply to you. I'll talk to you guys about non-DOT on the next video. Excuse me. But to be honest, I'm gonna just leave with this. You guys, I'm gonna leave you with this. You guys need to really hone in, and find out what is going on with these planes, right? Because y'all can find out what's going on with when y'all get that black box, right? But now I'm keep hearing engine failure and this is that. It's something wrong with these pilots as well, right? Something wrong with these engineers as well. Let's check them guys out, right? Let's start drug and alcohol testing everybody and see what type of things we come up with. I bet you everybody's not clean, right? To be honest, I don't believe so. I don't believe so. I think that it's just neglect. Yeah, that's what it is. I think it's just neglect. And like Aaron said, population control could be it, right? Let's talk about it, right? If you guys think that it's population control, let's talk about it on the next episode, right?